Hey guys, thanks for listening to the Spiritual Grind. We hope you enjoy it, and don't forget to follow, hit the little bell for your notifications when the podcast is posted, and like, follow, and share with your friends. We hope you enjoy it. Leave a comment if there's any topics that you want us to speak about.
Like, follow, share.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jenny. Good morning, Dr. Jenny. We're back on the Spiritual Grind podcast again.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I am stupendously fabuloso.
Is that all one word?
I think like it's 2 words.
2 words? I was going to try to figure out how to spell it. If it was 1 word.
I feel like it's 2.
Oh, okay. Well,
how are you?
I am fantastic. Living the dream.
Indeed.
Living the dream.
Absolutely.
Working on getting healed up. Starting our own stuff. Feels good to work for yourself again.
Yeah, I agree.
But in that brings up my subject, actually.
Oh, you have a subject. You have topic.
I do have a topic.
Discussion. My favorite.
So, as you know,
it sounds juicy.
and everybody else is going to know soon, is we are starting our own online store.
Yes. Along with many other...
Yes, I'm working on an app and a bunch of other stuff. A lot of things working. Yeah. Books, tarot cards, oracle cards. We're working on it. We got it going on right now.
We do. We've got a lot of things going.
But what that brought up for me was a little bit of a fear.
Oh.
Of the old cliche.
Ooh, dun, dun, dun.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Wow. That's an old one for sure.
And it kind of popped up in my reality a little bit that I couldn't handle learning how to do all of this and create it online. And it was a little bit of a, like, holy cow, and getting past the fear of screwing it all up.
Right. Yep.
Was a little bit of a challenge for me.
Really?
It was. I know you might not have seen it, but it was. No. It was a little scary for me. Like, I'm going to screw this whole thing up, and we're going to end up with owing Ukrainian taxes and a whole bunch of other.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it. The only thing I saw was when you tried to put the Merc store on the website on there.
Yeah,
there was a little bit of a glitch. So you kind of brought that into your reality, and now I know why.
Because once you put it on there, you can't take it off unless you create another place to have a domain. And so that's where my challenge is. And so now I've got to create a landing page so I can use that as the domain and remove the Merc from it so we can reestablish the Merc. And then on the Merc, I'm going to create a hyperlink that goes to the store. And so it's a little bit of a weird thing for me.
Yeah.
Because we have a store on the Merc. We have the store capabilities. And so I could use the link for the store to go to the Shopify store. And so it's going to be a little bit of a challenging afternoon for me today.
Yeah.
Because now I've got to create a whole new landing page, which is not hard. I can, pretty much now AI does it all. And I can go like do a single page landing, like on Wix or something. But in the process of all of this.
Why can't you do that through GoDaddy? Why isn't there already a landing page to receive the Merc Center back?
No, it's not. No, the Merc Center is still there. It's not that. It's the fact that it won't let me take the Merc Center off unless I create another domain and restore the Merc Center back to what it was. It's the oddest thing. It's one of their little glitches or I searched it and asked the help center, and it said that it's something that Shopify is trying to redevelop. But once you put a domain on there, you can't take it off without having another domain. I don't know why.
But you do have another domain. It's called the Merc Centers.
Yeah. But I can't use it because it'll take over the Merc Center like it did. It takes over the whole web page, and all it does is let the Merc Center web page just doesn't exist.
Okay.
It just creates another place for the store. So when you go type in www.themerccenters.org, it comes up to the Salty Taro Shopify store.
Yeah, I know. I was there whenever you discovered it.
Yeah. But now I can't take that off of the Shopify account without creating another landing page.
You just haven't figured out how to do it.
Well, that's what I've been researching since yesterday.
Yeah, you'll get it figured out.
But anyway, so it created a fear for me. And of being able to retain, especially with all the health stuff we went through the last 3 years. It's created a little bit of intellectual doubt in me. And, because there were days I couldn't remember words, names. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's a old pattern. If you want to keep embracing it and bringing it to this bubble and this reality, that's your business, girl.
That's just it. I don't want to.
Shall I pull a sassy card for you?
Perhaps, maybe. But no, it's not that I want to bring it into it. It's just that it popped up on me. It was like one of those surprise things. Like, I would sit down at the computer. I'm like, I'm going to do this. And guess what happened? I get a little bit shaky fingered typing. And I was like, dang, what's going on with that? And took a little break, walked outside, and like, why are you scared of this?
It doesn't buy you.
Yeah. So you screwed up. You have a son that can fix it. And so that's where I'm at with it. And I've been really clearing on that for the last couple of days and making myself aware that, hey, you know what? I am a pretty smart guy. I can handle this.
Absolutely.
Just because I've had mold brain for the last 3 years doesn't mean that I can have it now.
It doesn't mean that you have to continue with the mold brain.
I agree.
You can be done with it. We're in a nice, clean environment, and
So I love our environment, by the way.
Body's healing. What?
I love our little environment.
I do like our little bubble.
Yeah. In case y'all didn't know, we have moved into our motorhome.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's permanent or temporary or whatever it is, but I'm liking it. I'm liking the lifestyle.
I agree.
Because that's going to be my next store as a beginner RV store for those things that people don't know that they realize that they need.
Oh, yeah. Well,
because there's nobody out there that teaches you.
Right. And not only that, but you go to the RV stores and it's kind of like all the same stuff. And like we've kind of had to figure out, me, like from a decorating standpoint, kind of had to figure out, okay, when I'm mobile, what happens to this stuff? When I'm not mobile, what happens to it? Right. What do I have? What's the space look like that I have to decorate? What kind of decorations can I buy as far as hanging on the wall?
Yeah, right.
Versus sitting on counter space.
Yeah, because in a motorhome, you can't just put screws in the wall like you do in a house.
Right.
Because especially if it's on moving parts.
Yeah. And you have limited like counter space as well.
Yeah.
So it's not beneficial to just go to Kirkland's and buy every little tchotchke knick-knack thing that
even though I think you did.
appealing, because then you like are looking around saying, okay, well, what counter space do I have that I can set that on?
Yeah.
So, I mean, even like with our office space, the printer, I'm sitting here looking at the printer, and you had to build a shelf that takes the dash and morphs it into a computer table. Quite ingenious, I might add.
Yeah. Worked out quite well.
I do agree. And so being able to look at the different spaces
Yeah.
and reform them into.
And knowing that you have to do all this when you may have to close up at any time.
Right.
Or
They have
decide
to
to
be.
close up. You
Yeah,
know?
they have to be removable parts and pieces for transport.
And we got it down pretty good. We can
Yeah.
close her down in less than an hour, I think.
Yeah, I think we've got it down pretty pat. Decorations and all.
Yeah, but this kind of
Because
actually.
guess what?
What? Chicken butt?
If we decide that we're tired of this scenery, we can literally
Just pack up and go somewhere else.
pack up and move up the road for different scenery just because we freaking can.
You know, this must be a fear podcast because when we did this too, it gave me a little bit of a fear as well.
When we did what?
When we moved into the motorhome and come over here to Daytona,
Yeah.
because that fear of the unknown kind of came up too. Is I don't know what I don't know about these things,
Right.
and so through lots of research and stuff, I have discovered that it's not that hard.
No, it's not that hard.
Basically, 2 systems, a 12-volt
I know
system.
even less than you do.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
like, yeah, let's do it.
But it's been a fun journey, and there are things that you need that nobody tells you.
Yeah.
And I think that store, and that's going to be the next store I open, is the beginner RVer store, because the RV life is fun. It really is.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be everybody look at you like you're crazy, but the people that live in these RV parks, I mean, they do it, man. They live it.
Yeah.
They're living it and do
Absolutely.
it. They set up their little patios, and they still have it where they can break it all down and take it with them.
That's right. That's right.
But it's been a fun experience so far, and I'm really enjoying it, and conquered that fear. I think there's still some things I'm going to learn along the way, but
Yeah, for sure.
I'm open to it and retaining
but
it all.
that's what we do. Like the LP gas.
Yeah.
Your last exploration was figuring out, okay,
Yeah.
how do we fill
How
that
do we fill that when we
without
run out?
packing this thing up and driving it down to the thing? And what you found out is that there's
A kit.
a type of kit that you can put together where you fill it from one of those little tanks, right?
Yeah. No, you just hook a little tank up to it, and you swap it out when you need it. And then next time you're out on the road, you stop and fill your big tank. And so it's like you hook up the kit to it, and then you take a regular barbecue propane tank and hook it to that. And then when that gets empty, you just take that down and fill it and bring it back and hook it up. And so you don't have to move the whole motorhome. And
I see.
and you can get any size tank for that you want. They have big ones, little ones. There's some people
Do you have
that
to
make
have a
them
table
permanent.
for it to sit on?
No, the hose comes down and goes down below and
So
comes out
it
and
sits
hooks
on the
sits on the ground. Or you can, like, a lot of people put them in milk crates. I've seen around.
Because I was thinking if it blows over and pulls the hose off, or
Yeah, no, it's not that. You can't.
igniting
Those hoses are
propellant.
tough. They're thick and tough. But, like I've seen, there's one guy I've seen that he has a secondary tank. He bought one of those flat racks that goes into your receiver. And he has a secondary tank sitting on that's strapped to the motorhome, and a hose that comes up and hooks to that.
I see.
And so when he wants it, he just unhooks the tank, puts it down, puts it back in the truck, goes, fills it, and comes back. And we don't use a lot of gas. Like we've been doing this now since February on the same tank.
Right.
And we still got half a tank left.
I see.
But there is going to be a time where I'm going to have to do it and hook up the little kit to it.
Right.
What's that kit is going to be a kit that I'm going to put on the beginner RVer store, because I knew nothing about it until another guy told me.
Right. Yeah. I think that's a good idea. Taking all the information and putting it in one easy location where you can find
stuff you don't know that you need. Like, I had no clue I was ever going to need a freaking little voltmeter. Didn't even think about it. It wasn't even on my mind.
Yeah.
And everything you find online is about travel trailers. It's not about actual motorhomes.
Yeah.
And I mean, there are a couple of people that I follow and watch their videos, but even they don't talk about what it is that you really need.
What is your necessity?
Yeah, they just talk about their life and those kind of
would
things.
you consider the necessity kit, whether you have a brand new one or a used one, or is it primarily for used one, or is it both?
And I think it's both. I mean, what you need in a motorhome is what you need in a motorhome.
I see.
You know, like even the new motorhomes, like we have the biggest propane LP tank that you can have in a motorhome legally.
I see.
And so those new units, brand new units, still going to have that size tank.
Right.
And if you set up for any period of time, you know, you could run out of propane.
Right, right.
Which in turn heats your water, you know, runs your stove inside if you want it, your heater if you have a floor heater like we do. You know, we of course we live in Florida, so who needs a heater? But
I like my floor heater. You keep it very cold in here. So being able to step on a warm floor is quite delicious.
Right. Like another thing that I learned that you need that a lot of people don't even think of is chemicalless coil cleaner. Because your air conditioners, if you're going to clean them yourself or you're going to pay the $600 for somebody else to come do it, which I myself would clean them myself, you know, that you have to have a certain kind of coil cleaner. Because if you use the chemical one, it can ruin your roof.
Ah, I see.
And so there's little things that I've learned that you have to do.
Tips and tricks.
Like the seal foam, you know, the seals for the slide outs. You know, you have to treat those once every 3-4 months or so. Otherwise, they get bad and everything will start leaking. Didn't know, nobody taught us that.
Well, I know that if I was going to add something, it would be a heated potty seat so that my commode lid, when I go to sit on it, is not a refrigerated ice cube.
And there are plugs
in
by the
this
toilet.
Arctic box that I live in.
Yeah.
As I side eye my husband who keeps the air conditioner on, I feel like 42.
Yeah, don't go that low. But we do keep it cool in here. We have to, otherwise it gets really hot during the day.
You have a mouse in your pocket? That's true. If we turn it down and it's middle of the day, it does get warm in here very quickly.
Can you imagine what it would be in one of those other units that don't have the central air in the top? Because the heat coming through the ceiling would be astronomical.
Yeah, it would be probably quite uncomfortable.
And we have the white reflective roof on this thing, so if people don't have that, holy cow.
Yeah.
That's one thing I would suggest as well is when you buy a motorhome, put the white reflective roof on it. Or they make a roll-on stuff that you can get. So
apparently there's a lot of people out there that needed motorhome tips and tricks.
Apparently.
That's what this has turned into.
No, it started out about my fear. Yeah, it started out about my fear of learning and what I've discovered over the last few days setting up these stores. Well, that's really the subject. Setting up this Shopify store for the Merc and for us is that, you know what? I can do it still.
Absolutely.
And man, do I love AI.
I would just remind everybody, and we talked about this on previous podcast, you don't have to know what the whole journey looks like. You literally find the next enjoyable thing in the headlights. And what does that mean? That means, remember I said, when you're driving down the road at night, you can't see necessarily the whole road or the whole scenery. You're going 55, 60, 70 miles an hour, only being able to see that 200 feet in front of you. What is that measurement? 100 feet from the headlights?
It all depends on your lights.
You're literally going down the highway on your journey, however far you can see within the headlights.
You have no idea what's on the other side of those headlights.
Trusting the process.
Yeah.
Trusting the journey. And if you could take that metaphor and bring it into your life on a daily basis and just trusting what's in the now and doing the next best thing from a place of this is what's most enjoyable. Like yesterday was a little bit of a difficult day for me because I didn't feel good.
Yeah.
As we still are in that healing process, there's some days where it's just a physical health challenge for me. And
Well, for both of us.
I can only speak for me.
Right.
I got up yesterday not feeling good at all. And I was like, okay, well, I'm working on trying to get the Oracle cards finished up. I'm going to just push through. And I wasn't listening to my body and honoring what I needed. So I come to the computer to finish editing. And the computer absolutely will not participate. It wouldn't save my changes. It was just a tangled up hot mess. And so Spirit was like, nope.
Not today,
We're
Batman.
not doing this today. And so all I could find in that moment that was more joyful than what I was doing was to just honor my body and go lay down. And that's what felt good.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. When I say find the next joyful thing, I'm not saying you've got to go out and go roller skating or play dodgeball. I'm saying if the only thing you can find in that moment that feels better than what you're doing currently is to go lay down and take a nap, honor that.
Yeah.
Do that. That's
Agreed.
what is the next joyful thing. That's the energy that you're tapping into. And it doesn't have to look a certain way.
Yeah.
That was part of what I was trying to pull across on the last podcast we did when we went down the rabbit hole about humanness. You know, the spiritual world tends to have this perspective that if you're awakened and you're following your spiritual journey, it's supposed to look a certain way. And that's not at all what it's about. So
I agree.
Following that joy, whatever it is, it may be taking a nap. It may be eating chocolate ice cream.
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like, giving yourself permission.
As she names the two things that she loves to do. You know, the spiritual world has fallen into this rut. And you and I were kind of talking about this morning of they feel like that if you're not woohoo and unicorn farts and fairies flying around you and butterflies landing on your nose, then you're not living the journey. It's more of a expectation. Yeah.
Behaving in a certain way.
You're
That's
being
the paradigm.
human, and it's, you know, they're labeling it. And you actually had a really good analogy about how it's okay for some religions to go out and get drunk on Saturday night and go to church on Sunday morning because they're forgiven of their sins. And it's the kind of the spiritual world has kind of fallen into that same habit.
Right. We're forgiven for our behavior because we were being human.
That's correct.
It's just a cop out.
It is. Instead of owning who you are and what you are.
Salty, sassy tarot as well. You know, let's call it what it is.
Yes.
That's the spiritual community that created that tag phrase, just being human, as a cop out for a societal judgment or self-judgment of not being perfect or not being balanced in my emotions or grounded. And the reality of it is that we're spiritual beings who have come to this playground to have human interaction, experiences, and emotions. And if I'm freaking pissed off, then I'm pissed off.
Own it.
Honor it.
Yeah.
Own it.
Yep.
It doesn't mean that you came here to get to that divinely guided, enlightened place to sit in the meditative Om position and have no negative reaction to the shit going on around you.
Well, in the reality,
that's what we bring as the spiritual grinders.
Right.
That's what we mean by that.
The spiritual grinders. I like it. The grinders.
The grinders, the spiritual grinders. Let's call it real, man.
Yeah, totally.
Sometimes the journey is a trip and not in a good way. And sometimes I get pissed off and sometimes I have the F the world mentality.
And sometimes we get scared.
Sometimes I sit in the Om position and meditate.
Yeah.
Sometimes I am balanced in my emotions because I have given that part of life no meaning because It doesn't really have a meaning.
Right. There's
observer.
reasons behind all of it.
Right.
There's, we're there. Like sometimes emotions are bringing up things that you need to look at and from old history. And sometimes emotions are just bringing in stuff to bring to your awareness. And sometimes actions are the same thing. We made, like you made the analogy this morning of, you run across a Karen and you chew her out. That was an action, physically, humanly, emotionally, verbally. It's all that's an action, and we have to allow ourselves to have those actions, those emotions, and own them. Like me being fearful of doing all this stuff, I have to own that. If I don't own it, it's going to keep popping up, and I'm going to keep screwing things up.
That's right. You're going to keep holding that vibrational frequency, and that's where you get that. We've mentioned this as well. That's where you get that reciprocated energy flow.
Yep.
Okay, you've got that energy of, okay, I'm going to fuck something up. Well, here's another heaping spoonful of it. And that's when your reality begins to start mirroring that energy flow to you.
Unless you own it.
And
right.
Things fuck up left and right. It's like, okay, what the hell else is going to happen?
Right.
I said the F word. Maybe we should bleep that out. I don't know. Well,
the editor handled that.
Anyway.
Freedom of speech, I guess.
That's how the whole mechanism works.
Yeah.
And trying to be some kind of perfect in it.
Yeah, it's like everybody thinks everybody's supposed to be at peace all the time and not have any outwardly emotions, and it to me it's like that doesn't make any sense to me.
This is not fucking Krispy Kreme. Take the sugar coating off the damn donut.
Isn't that what Krispy Kreme is? It's pretty much all sugar coating.
It is, but life is not that.
And even their dough is like 100%
and spiritually awakenedness is not like that.
I agree.
I'm here to tell you, and anybody that wants to challenge me on that,
let's debate.
We can definitely debate.
We can. I mean, you can call in and we can have a debate on the air.
We can, or we can just
talk about your topic. You can choose the debater. But Dr. Jenny is a master debater.
A master debater.
She can debate quite well. She's mastered the debating part.
I have mastered the debating.
You master debater.
I am a master debater.
That's a t-shirt.
That is a t-shirt. That is a t-shirt.
That is. But
yeah, we would love to have people call in.
Yeah.
Let's put the phone number to the thing in the description on this podcast if people want to.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Call in. We do our podcasts on Saturdays and Wednesdays.
Yep. And we can set it up. I just need to know in advance.
Yeah.
That way we can have it set up because I have to Bluetooth everything together.
Right.
And so, yeah, if somebody wants to call in and discuss a topic or...
That would be us taking the podcast to...
a whole different level.
Yeah, a new level.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh,
I guess your cat wants to talk.
Yeah, so maybe take your phone out and grab a picture for... Oh,
it's over there.
Too late. She's done. She says, no pictures today. You can't afford my fee.
She don't like pictures anymore. She used to sit and pose for them. She don't do it anymore.
Yeah, you say picture.
And she runs.
I feel like she, who doesn't know she's a cat, she not only has a watch...
I know.
But she knows what we're saying.
6:57 yesterday. She was walking towards the kitchen to get her treats at 7.
Yeah, we call them candy bars. We have 2 cats.
And somehow they always know when it's 7 o'clock.
Right.
And somehow they always know when it's 5 o'clock and they want to wake me up.
In the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think they do have a watch, or they can read the clock.
Get up at their beck and call. It's interesting they don't wake me up.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
Because I refuse to honor their request. And you get up and...
Well, that's just me, though. when I get woke up, and if I'm awake, I can't go back to
if you
sleep.
want it to be.
I have a hard time going back to sleep when somebody wakes me up.
And you can continue to walk that path.
Yeah, but it's been kind of. I do think
draw a sassy oracle for you, salty tarot card.
No, I don't need one of those right now. I have enough I'm dealing with right now.
Yeah. So,
but you see how I tied it right back in a while ago, and you didn't used to give me props for that.
I gave you props in my mind.
Way to tie that back in. But the fear behind all of it and the emotions that we have in the spiritual world, people, they view that in a negative way when it's part of being human.
It's definitely part of the construct.
Yeah, I mean, we have to have emotions. Without emotions, we would all just be robots doing the same exact thing.
Well, and there would be no point for the mission.
Yeah, that's totally right.
You're not going to honor your emotions.
Because that's your guidance system.
And see them as transformational tools for growth.
Yep.
Then you might as well call it and go back to your spiritual self.
And we must master the
AKA
transformation.
Suicide. Like
what? What did you
pull
say?
the plug, man, if you're not going to do it.
Wow. You called
that was a little salty.
That was a little too salty.
That was too salty.
That was a little too far out there.
I'm not telling anybody to go, take their own life. It was a joke.
Yeah.
Just deal with your crap. Like, do your homework and deal with your crap and honor where you're at, because I'm here to tell you, if we don't start recognizing the emotion and we don't take it out of the proverbial closet and experience the emotion, it'll come back.
Yep.
It will come back every time. It'll keep getting triggered. That button will keep getting pushed. You'll keep getting more of the crap that you don't want. And I just tell it like it is, man. Deal with it.
Yeah, I totally agree. And we as humans
homework.
have a tendency to store that stuff up. And, you brought up a very uncomfortable topic, and that is suicide. And we all know that the number one cause of suicide is emotional distress. And the number one cause of people doing stupid things that get them locked up or whatever is emotional distress or fear. And it's all emotions. All of our actions are dictated by emotions. That's our guidance system. And when we get emotions that are out of control and we don't identify and own them and face them, like you just said, it can cause us to make stupid decisions. And do stupid things.
That box is going to overfill and your system is going to fry.
Right.
And it's going to either cause a complete and total shutdown, meltdown, or it's going to cause a complete and total explosion, existential crisis.
Yep.
In a very big way.
Yes, totally.
Eventually, you'll deal with them.
Yep.
One way or
and
another.
The other, you will. And doing it the fun way is the best way.
Well, it's
because it is fun to conquer
more
them.
Comfortable.
Yeah, more definitely. And it's gives you it increases your self-worth when you can learn to interact with your emotions and own them and transform the fears, the anger, even the happiness into more happiness.
Well, that's right, because in identifying that there is an emotional guidance system,
mm-hmm.
which we talk about a lot, and it's in my book. I even did a complete chart, scripted from within, which is now out and purchasable
on Kindle and Amazon.
Yeah. It gives you a way of identifying the emotions so that you can acknowledge what they are and embrace them. There's you cannot believe how many people are out there that can't even differentiate anxiety from
anger
or boredom, or they don't know what they're feeling.
Yeah. What I liked about the book is you tell people what to do with it too.
Right.
Yeah.
And getting to know what that language is and identifying it is part of the exploration, part of the fun.
Yeah.
if you can get to a place where you're looking at it like that. And then when you're having that emotion, once you identify that you have emotions, yikes.
Yeah.
Instead of robotically setting them aside and I have no emotions, it is what it is, everything is fine. Realizing that you have the emotions.
That was my robot sound.
Meet George Jetson.
Dun, dun, da, da. Da, da,
His
da, da,
robot
da, da,
Rosie.
His boy Elroy. Da, 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 da.
Tell me you're old without telling me you're old.
Right. A lot of people don't even know what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Coswell's Cogs.
Yeah.
And that's where George worked.
That's right.
And he hated his job.
He did.
He would always watch the clock so he could get off work and jump out the window into his flying car.
Yeah, exactly.
And do you know that was supposed to be in the year 2000?
Oh. On the cartoon that was considered, that's what it would look like in the year 2000?
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that actually popped up on my feed the other day.
Wow.
One of our fellow people that are our age said, fun fact, did you know that the Jetsons, the year was supposed to be the year 2000 in the script?
Interesting.
And he also brought up something else. Star Trek was supposed to be in 2020.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Boy, are we behind.
We are a little behind according to those things.
We all know that there's things out there that they're not telling us, but
there are.
But what a bringing up that topic, what a movie last night.
I don't remember what we watched.
Remember the Journey to the Bottom of the Journey to the Center of the Earth thing?
Yeah.
What an interesting movie. How come we haven't seen that before?
I don't know. I don't even know how I found it, but there's a number 2 as well.
We're going to have to watch that one.
But I am very surprised because I watch those kind of movies all the time. I had never even heard of it. I maybe have heard of it. I have a vague recollection.
You know how that ties into this podcast?
How?
Because they conquered fears and emotions during it a lot.
Of course.
And it was a
big tie.
It's one of those rabbit hole topics, no pun intended, that you kind of had in the back of your head most of your life after reading that book, Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Yeah.
I read that book back in 6th or 7th grade. I don't even remember, forever ago.
I never heard of it.
Oh, it was assigned, and like he said, it was assigned to me to read on my summer reading. It was assigned to us during school. We had to read that one. It was in the same class as, Hamlet and Romeo and Juliet. And
yeah, the beauty of being a gypsy kid.
Oh,
I would get to one school and they would have already done their reading assignment. And I would go to the next school and they hadn't started their reading assignment. So a lot of those books that you guys who stayed in the same school all the time had to read, like Moby Dick and all of that.
I hated that book. That was the longest, most terribly written book in existence,
I didn't have to do those.
Yeah.
Because I would leave a school and the next school I went to had already done theirs.
Yeah.
For the semester or the year. And
so you got lucky.
I don't remember doing any of
So did you experience the emotion of disappointment in that?
No. But, I am a reader anyway.
Yeah.
I read my own stuff.
Yeah.
Even back then, I was a quantum physics kind of kid.
Yeah. Not me.
I had already thought about multiverse and the what ifs. Even back then, I was a daydreaming kind of kid that already had thought about the string theory. I just wasn't calling it that, or the multiverse, or any of that. But when I tried to talk about it, the adults around me would say,
"What's up with that nonsense?
What a very strange, peculiar kid you have."
I'm going to take you to the psychiatrist. You need help.
No, they wouldn't say it to me. They would whisper it to my father or my grandmother. What a very strange kid that is.
Yeah.
Because I was bringing thoughts
yeah,
to a generation that didn't even have the ability to let their mind conceptually go to those places.
yeah, it was crazy.
I can remember in kindergarten, I wrote this little story.
Yeah,
And it was kind of about that etherical realm where the dead people live and the angels live.
yeah,
And I actually had a teacher that must have been pretty open, because she gave me not only an A on the paper and extra points, but really patted me on the back for being so creative and doing such good writing. I remembered that. It ingrained very deeply in me. What an amazingly beautiful story.
yeah.
And
One of my baby book stories.
I brought it home for my parents to read. And
you got in trouble?
My female parent didn't find it as interesting as my teacher did. And I'm not even sure what she even did with it.
Huh.
But I was like, okay, well, I don't need you. My teacher thinks it's cool. So F off.
She liked it.
Anyway.
I had in my baby book a story that I wrote like in 6th or 7th, maybe 8th grade.
Yeah.
It's in my baby book still, and it was about alien abduction. It's in the baby book. I don't know where it is. I think it's probably in the file cabinet now. But
the baby book?
My baby book, yeah.
I don't remember having a baby book. I remember a manila envelope with a bunch of shit shoved in it.
Where is that baby book then?
I don't know.
Huh, interesting. But my baby book is the story about alien abductions that I wrote, and I got 105 on it.
Nice.
And because it was something we had to write for the writing competition at the county fair.
Yeah. For
literary class, for literature.
I see.
And she entered them all in the county fair. I didn't even I was the highest scored writing that went to the fair, and I didn't even get honorable mention, nothing. Because all the people judge it.
Yeah, you were before your time.
Yep. And now there's TV shows about all this.
This crazy kid. What are you talking about? You probably touched on a topic that was very nervy, and they were like, we're not highlighting this topic. Absolutely not. We're cramming it back in that CIA. What do they call it whenever it's not for, it hasn't been disclosed? It's private stuff that they don't let you read.
Oh,
classified.
Yep.
The classified crap.
That's
where it ended up.
Yeah, probably.
It ended up in the CIA classified file.
And their research stuff.
And they're watching you.
What did they call that when they researched and they just released that information?
Declassified.
Yeah, they just declassified that information from.
Well, maybe your
they called it something.
Story that you wrote will surface out of the declassification.
Maybe, who knows?
By the way, here's James Emery's little story he wrote back in 1985.
I'm not that old. Yeah, no, and the crazy part is I got entered that same year. I remember this quite well because I had the literature entry into the county fair, and then I also had an art picture that I didn't score high on at all. It was of a little vulture that's framed. You've seen it. And I actually won first place for that.
Oh, my God.
I got a blue ribbon for that, and when my art teacher didn't give me any score on it at all, and that gets entered in the county fair, and
your
I actually get a blue ribbon. Your art
teacher was like side-eyeing you with a smirk on his face.
Yeah, I was like, and so it was
little Jimmy, this is...
I can actually draw.
You could have done probably a little better with this vulture
you said something about my shadows and my eyes were off. And
then you take it to the fair.
I take it to the fair, and the judges score me. I get a blue ribbon from it. Matter of fact, it's in that yellow That blue ribbon is in that yellow middle envelope that you found.
And they took that character and they made those cartoons. Remember that cartoon about those two vultures?
That's kind of what I wrote it. You know, that cartoon was out already. That's kind of where I drew it from, was kind of that, because we couldn't look at pictures. You had to draw that from memory.
Yeah.
That was one of the challenges of the art class.
Yeah.
And he made mention of no background because all I did was have a branch coming out of nowhere, then a vulture sitting on it.
I see.
And I drew it all in pencil and shaded it. And he told me my shading was off. And I was like, no, it ain't, because the sun's coming from this way. But anyway,
I cannot draw.
Yeah, it was fun. I can actually draw pretty good when I really want to.
I agree.
But it has to be, I have to be in the mood for it.
Yeah, I agree.
But my artwork can be very animated sometimes. But anyway.
So what was the topic again?
Conquering my fears.
Conquering fears.
But
that is a definite big one.
Yeah, you know, it is the emotional guidance system.
Fear does keep us from doing a lot of things, and things that we don't even realize are
fear-based,
enjoyable.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I mean, if you keep yourself from going and trying something, then you never get the opportunity to decide whether or not you actually like it.
Correct.
Until you go out and you do it and you're like, oh, you know what? That wasn't so bad.
It's like all those adventurous Christmas presents we give out.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, you know what? I kind of like that. I want to do it again.
I could never do that. I don't, you know, then they're all fearful of it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it is what it is.
I think the first step is recognizing that you have
a fear. Totally agree.
Because fear can be dressed up in many different things. Like, we as humans feel like being fearful of something is weak.
Yes.
Especially the male genre. If they have fear of something, getting them to be accountable for the fear, almost like it seems to tap on their manhood. Men are not supposed to be fearful.
They're weak if they're fearful.
I find that in my work with clients in the male genre. But recognizing that you're having this feeling and then coming to a place where you can actually say what it truly is and not disguising it as, no, it's not fear. It's me. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
I get a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nope, that's still fear. Doesn't matter whether you call it rainbow shit,
unicorn farts,
chocolate ice cream, unicorn farts. It still has a root seed of fear.
Fear. I agree.
And that's, you know.
And as a man, so let me touch on that subject because you said it right. Yeah. As a man, you're only weak when you don't face your fears and own them and recognize them.
Right. That's what makes you weak.
Right. That's what makes you weak, because now the fear has conquered you. And you're not supposed to have a fear, and so you ignore it.
Right.
And
that's what brings about the
men
chaos.
will come up with all sorts of creative ways to avoid handling a fear.
Owning a fear. Even acknowledging saying the word.
Oh, yeah. It's you know, and that's something that I like to bring to the awareness in the spiritual world that we live in, is men can be manly and do all the manly things and still have emotions, do and say whatever you want, because if anybody judges you for what and who you, if you're you being you, that's on them,
right?
Because of their fears and their emotions and their ridiculous beliefs.
Yeah.
Because we can do and say and be whatever we want to be. It doesn't change our manliness. Matter of fact, what changes and makes us stronger men is when we can do things that we view as makes you weaker. When you can accomplish that and you view it in a belief system that makes you weaker, you know, for an example, and I'm going to talk about it, my toenails. In a man's world, painting your toenails is feminine.
Yeah, in the society that we've chosen to use as our transitional
place,
right. Definitely. there
But
is a societal collective viewpoint that men who paint their fingernails or toenails
are crazy
are
and not manly.
not manly, and kind of tiptoeing on that line of being in some weird sexual
Feminine way, yeah.
feminine way, and it's absolutely.
But let's talk about that. Let's talk about who do we know famous that writes or that paints their toenails and their fingernails? Marilyn Manson, Ozzy Osbourne. These are all famous people. The
But
Rock.
even they choose black.
Yes, they do. Well, not Ozzy Osbourne. He always did blue.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't see any of them doing pink.
Oh yeah, or white, or orange, or
see
green.
any of them doing orange or white. They stay to what traditionally is considered
Manly, still a masculine color.
masculine colors.
Right.
And so they're still kind of tiptoeing on that.
I currently am choosing white
Yes, you are.
because my feet are getting very tan because of how we're living right now.
Yes,
Well,
they are.
hey, we're enjoying it though.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I'm conquering that fear too.
Yeah. So the first step, just to recap, being aware, calling it what it is.
Yeah.
Don't cloak it in some other dress of it's not fear, it's confusion,
Right.
or it's just anxiety about the change. Like, take away the bullshit.
Yep.
Be aware.
Quit lying to yourself.
Call it what it is.
Yep.
And then let's deal with it.
Right.
Why do I have fear about this? What story am I creating in my head? What perspective, what belief do I have that is fueling this fear?
Correct.
Ask those questions.
Yes.
What would my life look like if I removed the fear and gave myself permission to do this thing?
Right.
And just start digging around in it.
You know, and a lot of people avoid, like me doing this Shopify store and all that stuff. A lot of people will avoid and would have hired somebody to do it. And I don't think I didn't consider it because of a fear. It was a fear that I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I'm too old, or I don't have the capacity. And you know what? F that. I'm a fighter. I'm not a flighter. And so I'm going to fight against it. And I owned it, and I had faced it head on. And here we are. Now I got to fix a few things, but I'm okay.
Nobody died in the in the making of this
story.
mess.
Yeah, it's been kind of fun. But hey, I feel pretty complete. How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel like this one was kind of just all over the place.
It was, but it was fun.
But it is what it is.
Random man.
Random man.
Hey guys, don't forget to like, follow, and share. Check out our website when I fix it. www.themerchcenters.org. Should be fixed today sometime. And check out our new Facebook and Instagram page. It's called The Salty Tarot.
Don't forget about my book and your book.
Yeah, then we have the Shopify store that will be open for business either today or first thing tomorrow.
Aren't you supposed to give me space to pronounce the title of the book?
Yeah, I will. The Shopify store. Let me finish my thought. Now I'm completely lost here. The Shopify store is also called The Salty Tarot. And Dr. Jenny has released a book called
Scripted from Within.
And it is on sale on Amazon right now. You can pick it up there for $15.89.
It's on Kindle as well.
And it's also on Kindle. And I have uploaded it into Audible to get the audio book out as well.
Oh, yeah, where it'll read to you.
And that way you can have the Audible message within it. And then I also have a book out called Sales Energy Method. It is on Amazon as well, and Kindle. And you can pick it up for $14.99, I think it is. It's on paperback. And it's you want to learn how to sell. And, you know, it's not just a sales book. I should have entitled it that, not just a sales book. But
I don't think you should live life through the shouldas. I think it ended up with exactly the title.
Because it is actually a very good way to handle relationships as well with anybody and anything.
Yeah.
Can teach you how to be a whole lot better listener.
Within it, for sure. I would agree with that.
And anyway, I feel good about today. Don't forget to
Ring that bell.
Hey, you guys have one awesome day.
Love ya.